Must be getting on for noon. And it is hot. And I've taken my my jumper off. And oh my goodness, look how high we are. The return route, ever so much harder than the route there, because of the terrain. This one is almost completely all uphill, and B, there are a lot of difficult styes to cross, which we didn't have on the way here. This trail, of course, is the way back for both routes, and you can see when we get to here just how high we've climbed. Start to get an idea now. Look over the side, it's reasonably high up. That's the sort of terrain we crossed on the way here, all uphill. This, on the other hand, this is quite a nice, this is worth climbing for. Look, a little sort of bluebell forest here. Very nice. I am nearly out of juice, so I do hope, by that I mean liquid refreshment, I don't mean juice as in, oh my god, I can't do it. I could keep walking all day. I don't really have a problem with that. It just doesn't tire me out. I don't get tired from walking until I stop, and then it will hit me. And I'm also not rushing. I haven't been rushing at all. You can see, in fact, there's even heat haze, I reckon, around here. But anyway, so this is worth the climb, it is. I just hope that there isn't another climb like that between here and where we rejoin the outward trail, because I'm not sure I've got enough juice to last, and I could get quite thirsty. Now, people my size, we need to keep our juice up, or else you, in this sort of weather, and it's reasonably cold, we could end up with heat stroke. Now, I had heat stroke once back in 1997, very early 1997. One of the last activities, in fact, that I did on my own with my grandfather before he died. Look, cliff all the way down. Was I went to a place in Lincoln called the Wisby Nature Trail, and there are a lot of them, like Hartsholme Park and Swanholme Taverns, which you'll see, in fact, we visited a little while ago, and there's all sorts of video shot on location there on my channel. We visited that, a load of lakes, a few walks. I think we took the Magpie Walk, which was the longest walk if I remember correctly, and halfway round I was suddenly feeling extremely ill. Now I have to say, it was a blisteringly hot day. He was old, so we wouldn't have been running, but I was overheating majorly. There was just no shade, and I felt sick, I felt dizzy, all sorts of things. And of course, we hadn't really bought much liquid refreshment, so when I came back, I remember I had to lie down with a cold flannel on my head and drink lots and lots of squash. I do not want to do that again, and I never have, to be fair. I know a lot of people say that Coke is bad because it's a diuretic, so it will dry you out, it will make you pee, and that you'll lose water that way. But for someone like me who has run on cola for years, although I don't anymore, I have to say, that might be why I'm losing weight, but my body is used to large levels of that, and the diuretic doesn't work in the same way on me because I'm used to it. So consequently, whoops, thought that ripped my t-shirt then for a minute, but it didn't. Consequently, therefore, it's a good idea for me to bring Coke along, because the other thing it does, rather nicely, is provide sugars which I can use. Right, we're past the wood now. It's beautiful looking wood, absolutely beautiful, and it doesn't look like it's going to be uphill from now. It looks like yeah, look, that there is the reservoir. So we're just going to follow the hilltop here until we reach the side of the reservoir, and that will probably be when we rejoin the path on the way out. So that means that there's going to be, you know, this is the last bit of new stuff, and it's only just gone noon, which is not bad, which means starting at the same time I can easily do an extra sort of 6 or 7 miles next year. Probably I can still take my camera and do this. You know, I don't think I'll be rushing to get it all done in time, which was my biggest fear. It was the test for this one, really. You know, was I able to do this? Not do it, because obviously I can do it, but was I able to do this in the time available? And my parents made that even more difficult, so to speak, because they arranged for tea at 5:30. Now, in effect, the time limit on doing the Nidderdale Walk is 6 p.m. So I have to be finished well in advance of when I absolutely have to, in terms of finishing the walk. But if I can do that, then it does prove that the 22 miles is not going to be a problem in terms of speed. Although I have to say, with that, it may well take me the full allotted time, but I'm not too worried about that. We'll try that next year. I have discovered that my shoes leak, which I thought they probably did. They've had holes in the back of the sole for quite some time, but they haven't let in water until today. Mind you, I did almost fall into some sort of hidden pool, I think, in the middle of a bog, which wasn't very pleasant. Oh no, it's uphill. Oh God, it's uphill again. The reservoir's that way. Oh well. Onwards and upwards. Literally. That's where we're going. And the numpty that I am, we passed the final checkpoint, and we came to the T-junction, where we rejoin the route going the other way back past the reservoir. And of course I looked down the road and could see signs both ways and wasn't sure which way to go, so I, you know, ummed and ahed about it, and then decided more signs that way, I'll go that way. And as I started walking, I thought, hang on, everybody else is going the other way. Why is that? Oh yes, because I was about to go round the top part of the loop again instead of coming home. I'd be doing, I really would have done more than 22 miles then, because I'd have gone all the way to Lofthouse and back before realising that I'd made the mistake of going round almost twice. If you imagine a stalk with a circle on the top, instead of you go up the stalk and round the circle and back down the stalk, yeah, I went up the stalk, round the circle, and was about to go round the circle again. So perhaps we are still en route, or at least perhaps there's still signs of it here, because you can see the reservoir isn't full here. Although I have to say this looks more like a floodplain, because if you look, the reservoir itself is actually sort of runs along back there rather than down here. But all the same, still, time to